I was working in my cubicle at our corporate center when one day our CEO of our division showed up in front of my desk. Now, that doesn't usually happen, so I was curious why he was there. He told me that we had a cabinet plant in Auburn, Nebraska, and he wanted me to take a 2-week assignment with a team of 5 and fix it. When I asked him what he meant by that, he said, "Adam, you'll know it when you see it." Well, we made our travel arrangements and we flew out to Auburn, Nebraska, and when we walked into the facility, we immediately realized what he had meant. The most disorganized, unsafe, and bad operating conditions in a factory that I, at that point, had ever seen. If it's not the worst factory I've ever been in, then it certainly would be in the top 3. It was so bad that immediately I felt angry for having employees at this plant treated in such a poor fashion. Now, we realized that we could not let our emotions show because we were there to help. But at different times during the week, we had to take time outs with our team members just to basically reduce our anger so that we could be focused to help improve the safety and productivity for the people working there and not to bring them down. Now, we got there a week after the new plant manager had been installed, so he was trying to also improve the conditions in the plant, but he had a clear uphill battle. So as a team, what we did was we organized ourselves and tried to identify what were the immediate top priority things we could do to improve safety and productivity. There were literally thousands of things that needed to happen immediately. But we realized one key area that serviced the entire plant was their panel saw area. And we were able to make some nice organizational and safety improvements in the first few days we were there. But then, while observing in that area, I noticed a very large and heavy-set gentleman manually pulling pallets of wood parts here and there throughout the plant. I decided to kind of watch him for an hour or so, and I followed him all around the plant. And he was physically pulling material everywhere, and it just looked so tiring. So, on a break that he took, I asked him, "So tell me a little bit more about what you're doing at this plant. How do you deal with the intense amount of manual work and effort that it takes?" He said, "Adam, when I go home at night, I sit in my recliner and I fall asleep and I wake up just in time to do this again, day after day after day." When I pressed him further, he said he had been wearing a pedometer to see how many feet or miles he was moving in a day, pulling all this heavy material. And it turned out he was averaging 17 miles a day, which is outlandish and outrageous. I knew we had to help him. We had to come up with something. So we did some research and we were able to find a battery-operated jack to move materials around that he or anybody could ride on rather than pull physically. Now, I knew that fixing the situation for one person didn't fix the plant, but we knew we had to keep this person from getting deeply injured. So the team and I made a proposal to the plant manager passionately to say, we have to keep this person from getting injured. And luckily, he felt the same way and gave us the investment that we needed, and we were able to get that battery jack before we even left our first 2-week assignment. The lesson from this is sometimes you just need to improve the situation for one person to make it all worthwhile.
I hope this story provided you with some inspiration to revisit your own processes. I have a lot more I'd like to share. Head over to pi-partners.com to learn how I can help. And check back from time to time for more Kaizen stories.